We settled in a small college town and opened a practice in a small college town.
We've been in practice for 36 years. She was the first Quinn, I was the second one. And many people were kind of taken aback when I would say I practice with my wife, but I think they even pictured me examining the right eye, Susan examining the left eye. I mean, the beauty of the situation was we were both driving towards a common goal, and we were so aligned with what that goal was. And then Dr. Shane Foster became an owner 10 years ago and became Drs. Quinn, Foster, and Associates.
We've known Shane since he was a school-age child. He was a patient here. His family were patients at the practice. He asked if he could work in our practice when he was in high school.
Yeah, so I guess I do look to Tom and Susan as my optometry parents. I've been with this practice 11 years. You know, people would say, well, won't Tom and Susan gang up on you? If they're a husband and wife team, obviously they have, a vested interest in one another. But, they had that vested interest in me too, because they wanted me to be able to take this practice from what they had, built from the ground up and then have somebody to pass that on to when they were ready to move on.
And I can't tell you how proud I am of him. And he represents the future, and he's just been such a wonderful partner, and his vision aligns beautifully with ours. We have the gift of getting to know our patients. We focused on how we feel like that's a big part of why we are where we are here today. Getting to know patients, you get to understand them and understand what their needs are. We take the time to do that.
The practice always ends up doing well when you put the patient first. Tom and Susan had the motto, what's good for the patient is good for the practice. And I think it makes a lot of sense.
The 12 people that work in our practice whose name is not on the door have the kind of ownership in the patients we serve and the job they do that owners have. That's invaluable.
I've gotten to that level in my career where I'm actually owning a practice and operating the practice and making the decisions and making changes to try to keep moving that practice forward. So it's interesting, when we were awarded best practice, one of the best practices in the country, for us, it's interesting because it's just what we do every day. It's what we've grown to be, and we don't think about it. It's just the right thing to do.